What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Loading Podcast, episode 19. My name is AJ.
And my name is Arthur. It is November 22nd, 2019. How you doing today, bro?
I'm good. I'm chilling, man. Today's a good day.
Yeah, today's a good day despite the fact that it's raining. Well, it's a little bit raining outside and it looks gray as hell.
Yep. But besides that, I'm doing good.
Nice.
How's everything been going, man?
Everything's been going great.
How's your mental been doing? You good?
My mental has been great. My overall mood has been positive, and everything in general has just been going pretty good, except for last night when I had to stand outside for like almost 8 hours. But
damn,
that's
bro.
Besides the point.
Oof.
I will say, I came back from Anime NYC that happened last weekend.
But before we get into that,
yes,
this might be a little bit TMI, but I just wanted to ask you, we haven't really got to speak to our peoples in a minute. Today, as we know, this month is November.
See.
We all know what happens in November.
Oh.
We all know what happens in November. We haven't even brought it up yet, but we all know what happens in November.
I don't think we brought it up in its entirety.
I don't even want to say it. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then oh well, nigga. But how has your November been going?
My November has been going strong. It is once again November 22nd. I feel like a certain weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
Oh yeah?
I feel like every time I walk, it feels like I step on clouds. Every time I think beyond what I initially think.
Word?
Yes, I can see.
Have you experienced any side effects like levitation or any sort of mutation on the body?
Mutation, he says. Next thing you know, you see a little fucking nub on my shoulder that has a tiny derpy smiley face. Be like, hello, bitches.
Nah, I'm trolling.
Nah. But I will say that there is a certain withdrawal.
Word.
That takes place.
Word, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I made it a good like week and a half. Maybe it was close to 2 weeks.
I had to stop drinking my water. Wait, are you telling me what I
I told you already.
I know, but I forgot to follow up with it. I thought you were joking.
I wasn't.
Damn. I have lost a fallen brother.
If you don't know what we're talking about No Nut November.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes. The man's greatest challenge in life.
Listen.
Can you go 30 days without busting a nut?
I put my best foot forward.
Uh-huh.
I tried. I really did try. But it was like, all right. You know what I'm saying?
The benefits weren't enough.
It'd be like that sometimes.
The benefits weren't enough. He looked on Instagram one day.
No, that's the problem. I be on social media. I don't be on social media a whole lot. I really don't be on it a whole lot because I've been trying to focus on my mental health. You know what I'm saying? I've been meditating. I've been trying to take care of myself. But however, it be like that sometimes.
No, sometimes you just need a little bit of relief.
It just be like that. So I don't know what to tell you, man. But yo.
I predict that because I am still going strong.
Okay.
There's only 8 days left, so if I fail here, I'm gonna literally make sure I beat myself on the wall. For failing.
Oh my goodness. Whoa. That innuendo kind of sounded a little weird right now. But also, just a side note.
Yes.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving next week? Thanksgiving is literally right around the corner.
You know, actually, I have no idea. Because this is getting like a little bit very personal, but this year it's just me and my mother. Really, it's just gonna be me and her, and to be honest, we have no idea what we're gonna do.
I hear you.
My initial plan, or my not plan, but I should say idea, was essentially to have like a sort of friend feast before the actual Thanksgiving feast happened. Like, you know what I mean?
Because you know what I was going to... I haven't even told y'all this either. Mm-hmm. You know where I'm going for Thanksgiving?
Where are you going for
I'm going to Virginia.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Virginia. Ooh, not bad. Yo.
I'm leaving on Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
not bad. Yo, I hope you enjoyed over there. I've never been to Virginia.
I've been this place. This is my third time going. I got some family down there, so I think that's where I'm going to be having my Thanksgiving.
All right.
Yo, and then I'm coming up the following week or whatever, so yeah.
No, enjoy that. It's not often that you go out of
New York,
out of New York.
It'd be like that though, but it's all right. You know what I'm saying? But you tell me you went to Anime NYC. How was that experience? I want to know.
All right, so prior to Anime NYC, the only other anime con I've ever been to was Liberty City, the one that you've been to with me.
Indeed.
So
we covered that here in the podcast. Go watch that episode. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, we did a review on it, but that's besides the point. So as you know, Anime NYC is a lot bigger than Liberty City.
And only you went. I wasn't able to go.
Yes, unfortunately, my brother could not make it with me.
Yeah.
But another one of my friends was able to go, and it was honestly so much fun. The amount of merchandise, good cosplays, games, anime, panels, everything in general just felt so grandiose to the point where I was like, oh my god, like one day just flew by.
It was at the Javits Center in New York, right? How many people you said were there? Like 40,000?
Estimated 40,000 attendees. Granted, this was over the 3 days. I'm not sure if it was like all at once. All I know is that it was packed. There was a lot of people. We had people from Crunchyroll, Funimation, Aniplex, a lot of different anime companies, manga creators, YouTubers. Heavenly Controller was there.
Long Beach Griffey was there.
Long Beach Griffey, Yomu's dude. I wish I could have seen him, but I saw him on the Instagram. So I'm like, yo.
Yeah, but as you told me, from what I understand, that shit was packed.
Yes. They also had some good voice actors. They had Naruto's English dub voice actor, Mail Flanagan, I think is her name.
Can I ask you a question? Have you seen that clip of that
Okay,
her
Boomer?
that's been going around? Yes.
Yeah.
Did it happen there?
Yes,
it happened there.
He was like, Naruto here. Okay, Boomer, believe it. Yeah, that happened over there.
Did you witness that by any chance?
No, I didn't witness it.
Did you see her at least?
No. Because how it was that the autographs were paid prior to the con happening. You had to get like a specific ticket in order to get an autograph from that person.
I would have loved to have met the voice of Naruto. The impact that Naruto has had on my childhood is immense.
And then just being able to see her and then hearing that voice for yourself.
I would just close my eyes. I would close my eyes and I would just fucking.
But yeah, you were
cry.
saying.
Now I'm joking. But, yo, just a side note though.
Yes.
You want to know what I found out recently? A bunch of anime cons. Y'all can't see this. A bunch of anime cons actually are starting to ban these kind of shirts. You can't see what I have on right now, but I have on an Ahigao t-shirt under my hoodie. I'm ashamed to wear this out in public. That's why I have a hoodie over it. But they're actually banning these. Do you know why?
Why?
Apparently, some cons are banning them because they think it's too explicit for the audience that are at the con.
Oh yeah, there's also young children that go there.
Underage, mostly underage.
Also, tell me,
girls. Yeah.
Yes, tell me how one of my friends that came with me, Joel, right? He stayed at Faku.
Yeah, Faku. Yeah.
Yeah, he was over there for a long time. Looking, and I've seen so much fucking hentai and fucking they had skateboards, right? Of that design that you have.
That hentai skateboards?
As a skateboard design.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
I would get back into skateboarding just for that.
I literally told them like, hey, it's never too late to learn how to ride a skateboard. You know what I mean?
Speaking of skateboarding, I used to skateboard a lot when I was a kid. I was always bad at it, meaning like I couldn't do any tricks. I was ass when it came to tricks.
Yeah.
But like I always just enjoyed riding like down the street. But I didn't like when I was learning. I did not like the falling aspect. The falling aspect was the worst part.
I mean, would you really want to like when you're a kid? Do you really want to intentionally get hurt or have the possibilities of getting hurt?
When you learn to skateboard, I mean, I had my knee pads and my elbow pads and a helmet, so I was okay. But they say the first thing you need to know when you learn how to skateboard is you need to learn how to fall.
Yeah.
A lot.
I've heard that. Yeah. I've heard that saying a lot.
But yeah, I'm glad you had fun at Anime NYC. Yes. That's what's up.
You need to go with me.
Did you go to any interesting panels?
Let's see. I went to the Promised Neverland panel, which had the actual, I think, creator of the manga, the producer of the anime, and another person that I forgot what was he in charge of, and finally the voice actress for Rei, who is the third child, the one with the black hair. That's like spoiler alert. He's the child of the
The emo-looking kid.
Yeah, the emo-looking kid.
Okay,
him.
yeah.
And one of the best parts of that panel was that they actually they recreated a scene of him like dousing himself in gasoline, and she was actually acting it out. And boy, when I tell you, it was better there than it was in the anime.
Oh, really?
Hearing her say all of that was perfection, my guy. Besides that, the only other panel that we were able to go see was the Aniplex one, which is it's an anime company that's in charge of like producing a lot of popular anime like Kaguya-sama, Promised Neverland, what else? Sword Art Online Actualization, whatever that thing is called, Fate Stay Night, all this like popular anime that's going on, and Demon Slayer.
Wow, interesting. But overall, though, you would give it a thumbs up?
Yes, I give it.
Would go again next year?
Oh, hell yeah. I give, like, if we're going to go by the letter grades that we've been doing on the podcast, I'd give this a solid A.
Wow.
I'd give it a solid A.
Well,
it would get an A plus if I could have gone to that fucking Gundam fucking panel.
It wouldn't have got an A plus if I got to meet some YouTubers or something.
That too.
Bro,
Yo, I tried to go meet Heavenly Controller, man. Fuck.
I was hyped. I wish I could have been there, but hey.
Next year, you must. I will help pay your ticket if I have to.
Thank you. But
all right, but anyway.
Hopefully by next year that won't be necessary. Yeah. But yeah, all right. Anyways, moving on.
In the little hiatus that we had, we actually had quite a number of stories and news that came about. The first one that I think is worth mentioning is,
the big one.
Yeah, the big one, which is
Pokemon
Sword
and Shield.
It is finally released, and a lot of people are disappointed.
They know what's going on. They know what's going on. This has been trending on Twitter for like days.
So would you like to explain like what's been happening over the past couple of days?
Okay, so a lot of people are complaining. For one, they took out a lot of the Pokemon. For two, visually the game looks very underwhelming. And when I say underwhelming, I mean very underwhelming. Like, this looks like a game that I probably could have played on like the Wii U. And actually, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a game that was developed for the Wii U initially. I would not be surprised with all the pop-in problems that the game has when you're out in the wild and all the minor bugs and minute stuff that happens.
Yes.
Like, the game looks very unpolished, if I'm being straight up. It looks very, very unpolished. Like, did you see that video I put in the chat?
Which one? Because you put a lot of them.
No, the one specifically about Pokemon Sword and Shield.
The one where it had like a bunch of Pokemon popping in.
Yes.
There
was a clip where apparently if you go up the stairs, the entire game pauses. Meaning, the Pokemon that are out in the wilderness that are following you, if you go up on the stairs, they'll freeze.
Oh yes.
The trainers who have like little animations where they're like throwing the Pokeball up in the air, they freeze completely.
That was so jarring. Like, imagine, right, like, you're climbing up the ladder, and then all you hear fucking Dio say, Zawardo, and then everyone just fucking freezes. I'm like, what?
But honestly, the most jarring thing to me was just the render distance was god awful. Like, I've seen better render distance on a fucking GameCube.
And that's not even an
Ocarina of Time had better render distance. Like, I can't even cap right now, bro. Like, literally, if you get 12 feet away from a Pokemon, he will disappear. Like, out of no. I just don't really know where this is coming from. You know what I mean? Like, this is Pokemon. Well, first of all, it's a $1 billion franchise.
Yes, beloved by many, and to this day played by God knows how many people.
And we've seen what the Switch can do. We know what the Switch is capable of. We've seen games like Breath of the Wild, Astral Chain, what else?
Fire Emblem
Three Houses. Even though that might not even be the best example.
But
still, like,
see,
Mortal Kombat 11,
Witcher 3 now that it actually got polished. Like,
anyways, what we're trying to say is the game graphically looks bad. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I can't even beat around the bush. It just does not look good. It just doesn't look good.
See, this is what I say about Pokemon Sword and Shield, right? I feel like it's a game that initially was supposed to be on the 3DS, right? On like a handheld. But Game Freak sort of doesn't realize that the Switch is more capable. Like, this is not just a handheld. This is a handheld console that has the power of getting really immersed and graphically intensive games onto the system. And I think no franchise proved that a prominent handheld franchise can work on a console than Fire Emblem Three Houses. Because look at it. It was originally like on like 3DS, DS. They had like, you know, their console games, right? Back on the Wii and GameCube. But then when they transitioned from the 3DS to the Switch, you noticed a difference. You noticed that the gameplay was more expanded upon, with the whole like choosing your own house with different storylines. Graphics were improved drastically. Voice acting, everything is completely voice acted.
Yeah.
And Pokemon has no voice acting still.
No voice acting. God awful animation.
Yeah.
Did you see that fucking?
But the one with the dog, he like turned around.
No.
So
that one too. But
okay.
The one I was thinking about was when he was like, "Oh, that doesn't belong." It was like, "Oh, this doesn't belong to you," and he walks in front of the guy and he walks away.
Oh,
and you just hear a fucking sound. It's like, "Oh, he has collected this." I'm like, "What is that?"
Like, this feels like another 3DS game, and on the 3DS you can get away with that, yes, because it's a handheld. You know what I mean? And you pay $40.
I have no excuse for this. Mm-hmm. This just looks bad.
Yes.
Like, I can't even count.
Graphics
like,
aside, right?
The gameplay is the same because let's keep it a buck. All the gameplay in every Pokemon game is the same, so that's not gonna change. Mm-hmm. But graphically, as its first, what is this main console release?
A main series console.
I'm not even. Well, first of all, I was never really interested in this to begin with. But this just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I feel bad for any Pokemon fan that was expecting a console release because this shit looks like a Wii U release, my guy. This shit look like nah, bro. They could have got this shit to run on the Wii, not even the Wii U, the Wii.
Mm-hmm. So like my coworker, he has the game, right? He says like there's a lot of faults with it, and he says that he blames Nintendo because they essentially hyped this up too much to the point that Game Freak was like, wait a minute, this isn't really what we're gonna have. So, and when he plays it, he's like, you know, the gameplay, like the changes they made to the actual core gameplay is actually pretty good. Like, no more Mega Evolutions that they have to deal with. Some of the new moves actually look really good and they have a nice purpose. The new Pokemon that they added, the typings and all of that, it's actually pretty good. The thing is that those good changes are with this game that graphically and even gameplay wise, like only 400 Pokemon. Like I can understand having only like, I mean, 400 is a lot of Pokemon. Like, how do you really expect to catch all 800? Do you when you play Pokemon games, do you catch every single Pokemon?
So no.
Exactly. Like, I'm personally fine if that amount of Pokemon is there. It's just how they did it in this game is very disappointing. Like, honestly, very disappointing. I mean, is it a bad game? I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a bad game. And then again, I don't even own it, so I can't say for sure. It's just rather disappointing for what it was trying to be, or what we initially thought it was going to be.
I'll say this. It's Pokemon, so if it's the main gameplay of Pokemon like it's always been, it's not going to be a bad game. But for it was supposed to be its first home console release,
a $60
release.
It's not $40 anymore. It's $60. That's $20 more than some of the best Pokemon games.
Very underwhelming. Like it left a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't even own the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So,
like, don't get me wrong. I'll probably play it eventually when it gets a price drop.
Nigga.
Knowing Nintendo, you ain't getting that price drop.
See you in 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
But nah, I will wrap this up by saying this. If it's the main gameplay of Pokemon, it's not gonna be a bad game. Yeah. But the reason why this game is like it the way it is now is because of its success. Unfortunately, if a game has a dedicated fan base that are ultimately gonna buy the game no matter what, it unfortunately is gonna decrease in quality over time, because why would they put more quality or more effort into their games if they're going to keep selling more and more copies regardless? Mm-hmm. There is no incentive for them to put more effort into their games.
Unless, like, a huge backlash comes up.
Exactly.
Which even then, this is the Pokemon community. I've seen dedicated fans online defend this game to no end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I like Pokemon as much as the next guy, but everything is open to criticism. Nothing can be like perfect in this world. Everything has flaws, and we have to address those flaws, even if it's like something that we love.
To be honest, if this game came out and it had amazing visual graphics and it was everything that I was expecting out of a new Pokemon game, maybe it could have gotten my interest. You know what I mean? Because I haven't really played a Pokemon game in a very long time. You know how it goes. The last Pokemon game I played was Leaf Green, not counting like the emulators and shit like that. But the last one I owned was Leaf Green, so it's like I have no reason to get this game, to be honest. But if it had everything I was looking for, I might have put it on the back burner. But after seeing what it is now, it's like I wouldn't even wipe my ass with this game. No offense to any Pokemon fans. I'm not saying the game is bad. I'm just saying I know what kind of game I'm interested in, and that is not it.
It's not Pokemon.
All right. Anyways, moving on.
Speaking all right. Now I want to say this, right? Transitioning to our next topic. With that analogy you said, at least you can take the game and theoretically wipe your ass with it,
Oh,
right?
God, I love this transition.
This next topic, you can't even do that. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Google Stadia for a moment. So, it's finally out to the public, and needless to say that it's not doing well so far.
No, the service has gotten a lot of criticism.
Yes, for good reason too. Can I just say that I don't know if you know the games that are released with it, but from what I know, you would have to first pay for the subscription, right? In order to access Stadia. Then you have to purchase the games individually in order to play them. Keep in mind, you don't own these games when you buy them. You're essentially you're like renting them out to play on the service. It's kind of like how an MMO works. Like you're paying like Final Fantasy 14, right? You buy the expansion pack for $60. You technically don't own that because you still have to pay $15 a month in order to play it. Stadia is around the same lines where you have to pay for the service to play it, and then you buy the games to play it on.
Okay, hold on. I actually looked at the prices.
Yes. What are the prices that we have on this?
$9.99 per month.
$9.99 per month to play on any device like your phone, your computer, or your tablet, any of that.
And there's also a package deal for, get this, $130, and it comes with the controller, a Chromecast, and 3 months subscription to Stadia.
So wait, I have a question for you. Say for example, can you buy Stadia on your phone?
I'm assuming because you can play it on your phone. So
wait, if you have it on your phone, what do you control it with? Does the game have touch controls?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I was always wondering
I'm assuming it does, but
if it does, imagine playing Mortal Kombat 11 on your phone with touch controls. It's gonna play like ass.
Yeah, but essentially all the games that are out right now are games that have been out for at least a year or came out earlier this year.
Like we have all 3 Tomb Raider games. Mortal Kombat 11, Red Dead Redemption 2.
I have the list right here.
Yes.
It's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Attack on Titan 2, Destiny 2, which a free game by the way.
Free game, mind you.
Farming Simulator 2019.
Farming Simulator 2019.
Final Fantasy 15, Football Manager Grid, Glite, Just Dance 2020. Wait, how the fuck are you gonna play Just Dance 2020 on Google Stadia?
I have no fucking idea.
Metro Exodus, Mortal Kombat 11, NBA 2K20, Rage 2, all the Tomb Raider games, Red Dead, Samurai Showdown is actually on there too. We were talking about that before we turned on the cameras, but yeah, just Trials Rising, some other games, pretty much games that have been out for a decent amount of time.
Yes, and I think there's only one exclusive game that's on Stadia right now. It's that one that you really couldn't pronounce that well. What was it called again? Glite. There you go.
GYLT.
Yes, that's the only one that's a Stadia exclusive. All the other games you can find on console and PC at a cheaper price.
I like how you like held it up the middle finger unintentionally. But all right, let's just cut to the chase, right? Let's cut to the chase. No one cares.
No one is good. I'm telling you this right now. I'm gonna ask you: would you want to pay? First off, would you want to pay a monthly subscription service and then have to buy those games in order to play it.
No, but I'm going to tell you why this was a terrible approach. If they had switched their approach, I felt like it could have worked, but with the approach that they've taken, it's going to be a failure. And it's simply because, one, no exclusives, one exclusive, but that pretty much might as well be no exclusive.
If we can tell from consoles, you have to have some exclusives in order to make your console work.
And I'm not sure who this appeals to, because if they're trying to appeal to gamers, it's already a failure on launch, because if you're a gamer, you already own a system to play games on.
Yes.
If you're trying to appeal to people who have not really played games in a long time, but they don't want a dedicated console, they don't have a lot of variety of games that would appeal to that audience either. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, just a huge buy-in fee. It's like, what? Just to try it, you're gonna have to pay $10 and another $60
just to try out one game.
To try one game for a month that you don't own.
And remember, that's not including the controller and everything else. You still need to get the controller.
Well, if you have PC, you can play on mouse and keyboard.
Well, yeah, you can. But I'm talking about like for your mobile, like Stadia.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah.
Like you can play this wherever you want. Oh yeah, I introduced you to the Switch.
But hey. Pretty much, you don't have any ownership of your games. Mm-hmm. It's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? In 10 years, if they shut this shit down, all that money you spent on games, they're done. Gone. You're gone.
Like, the thing with consoles and PC, like, once you buy a game, it doesn't matter if the system shuts down. Like, for multiplayer games, yes. But for, like, every other game, you can keep that for as long as you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like this was 5 years too soon. 5 years too soon. The technology is not there. Well, one, the quality is not the same. We've seen screenshots, comparisons. The quality isn't the same. I will say it runs good if you have a very, very good internet speed, but the quality just isn't the same. You don't really own any ownership. I feel like what they need to do is they need to turn this into like an Xbox Game Pass, where you pay one fee. I don't even care if it was $15 to $20 a month.
But you have access to a wide variety.
Hundreds. You need at least hundreds of games. If it was $15 a month, you get that, and you do that. Like I couldn't really argue with that. But just because of the fact that you don't have any ownership, none of that, like it's kind of just like, what's the point?
Like, don't get me wrong. I believe honestly there is a market for this type of like these types of what's it called, like online only, like you just want to play games. But how Stadia's model is doing, I don't think that it can sustain itself that long if they keep it up like this.
Agreed. All right, well, that's pretty much everything we have to say on it.
Yes.
All right, moving on.
Moving on to a game that's not on Stadia.
Star Wars Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. Now, would you believe me if I were to tell you that it's actually a decent Star Wars game by EA?
Weird. How many microtransactions in this one?
None.
Wow, okay. That's
at least as far as I know.
Are you sure?
I believe so. Because last time I checked, I don't think there were any microtransactions. I can tell you right now. Jedi Fallen Order.
But anyways, the game came out, and we saw it back at E3. We talked about... Actually, this is something we talked about in, like, the first episode of the podcast.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No microtransactions.
So if you want to go back all the way to episode 1 or episode 1.5, you can check it out. We talked about Jedi Star Wars Fallen Order. Honestly, graphically, the game looks good. I think it's running on the Frostbite engine.
Yes.
Right?
Actually, I'm not sure. But guess... You know who handled the game?
Who?
Respawn.
Wait, really?
Yeah, Respawn handled this. You know, the people who are responsible for Titanfall, they handled this game.
Respawn is on a roll right now.
Yes. Like, we have Titanfall. Granted, 1 wasn't the greatest, but 2 really picked it up. Apex Legends.
Now this.
And now Star Wars. Jedi. Yo, EA better hold on to that company, because they're really doing good right now.
Yeah, I feel like... Would you say EA is treating Respawn better than how they were treated at Activision? Because they left for a reason. Yes,
they left for a reason.
I don't know.
That's hard to say, because EA, I feel like they knew it's like they sort of took advantage, be like, hey, come with us, we'll let you have all the creative freedom that you want.
Yes, but regardless, the game looks great. I watched a couple of walkthroughs, not of the whole game. The story looks very interesting. The combat is very Sekiro-esque, is what I've heard.
Yes, that's what I've been hearing a lot too. Honestly, it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I think if Black Friday comes, I might actually, if I have the money, I might pick it up.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Just because it's been a while since I played a good Star Wars game. You know what I mean? Like, I never played any of the Battlefront games.
Have you played?
I'm talking about the new ones.
The Force Unleashed. Have you played The Force Unleashed?
That was the last one I ever played. That
Me
I could
too.
consider good.
Me too.
And I'm talking about the one for the Wii.
Yeah, that's the one I had too. Oh shit, my guy,
Yo, you remember when you had to actually control the lightning and shit with
Yo.
the fucking Wii remote?
Yes.
Dude, that was so... And then when you had to crush the fucking...
Oh, wait, I don't
AT-AT.
remember. Did you play with the nunchuck too? I think,
Yes.
right? You could control the lightning with the nunchuck.
Yes,
And then
yes,
you
yes,
swing
yes,
you swing the remote for the fucking... Yo, okay, we're talking about some shit right now.
Oh, yeah, that's like 2008 right there, dude.
That's... Wow, what the fuck? We'll talk about a throwback. But yeah,
Hell
anyway.
yeah. Like, that was like the last time I really played a good Star Wars game.
Unfortunately, they retconned the fuck out of that character when Disney bought Star Wars. That nigga don't exist no more.
He don't exist at all.
Also, can you know something that's interesting?
Yeah, what's up?
The protagonist in this game, the Fallen Order, is actually the dude who played Joker in Gotham, the TV show.
Really?
Yes.
That's an interesting...
Have you seen what he looks like, right?
Yes.
In this thing?
I'm
gonna pull up a picture so you can see exactly what I'm
That's
talking
actually so
about.
interesting. I never knew that. What the heck? Like, I remember going back to like the whole good Star Wars games. I remember Republic Commando, like a really good Halo-esque first-person shooter. You had the old Battlefront games that were like really good. Force Unleashed, we already mentioned. I never got to play the second one, but then again, I didn't really care about the second one at that point. But just to have like a nice, good one feels great again. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Feels great. And surprising too, coming from EA. Like, I know they didn't have like a lot of say in this one, but yeah, I'm just glad Respawn actually took the time to take care of it. Oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah, when I first saw the gameplay, I was like, "Holy shit, this is the Joker."
Yeah.
But nah. Anyways, EA,
You know what? You get a pass.
you get a thumbs up on this
Even
one.
though
man.
it's not really you, it's Respawn. But you know what? Good on you.
I mean, Respawn put out Apex, and EA still found a way to put microtransactions in that game. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Then again, it's a free-to-play game. They have to make money somehow. That's what I say.
Indeed.
Like,
But
if it's a free-to-play game, I can excuse microtransactions as long as it's fair.
if you keep this business model with your single player games, you might be able to start winning back the fan base who has been hating on you for such a long time.
May I mention how Anthem is now dead?
Did EA publish Anthem?
Yep.
I thought it was, but I forgot. I forgot.
DICE made it, I think. Or it was no, it wasn't. I don't think it was DICE. I think it was the people who made the Mass Effect series. I forgot what they're called. What was the name of that?
I'm looking it up right now. Let's
All right.
see.
Hell, I can look it up too. Anthem. It is BioWare. There you go. BioWare, not
okay.
DICE. Yeah, Anthem is just dead. It is so dead, dude. From what I've heard, like, EA and BioWare have just abandoned that game completely. Despite it being, like, a loot shooter that's supposed to have, like, multiple years, kind of like Destiny. Yeah, it's dead.
Destiny was supposed to be a 10-year game. Do you remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yo,
Destiny 1.
These niggas are fucking capping,
One.
bro. They're capping so hard.
Bungie, you better... Destiny 3? I already know what's coming.
Oh, God. All right, anyway, let's move on to something more interesting.
Yes.
Half-Life. They announced a new Half-Life game.
After, I think...
20 years?
No.
Close to 20 years?
No, actually, kind of, yeah. I think 17, 18. I think the last one came out in 2004, didn't it? Half-Life 2? I could have sworn. But it's been a very long time since Half-Life.
November 2004.
Okay, so yeah, I was right. So yeah, 19 years. It's about to be.
Yeah.
Not 19
No,
years.
not
15,
19.
15.
Come up to 15.
I'm tweaking. Holy shit. Yeah, 15 years since we've had a Half-Life game. We finally get a trailer for apparently a prequel?
Yo, you know this shit is old. You could buy the last Half-Life game on Xbox. I didn't say 360.
Nah, you
Nigga, I said Xbox.
Oh God, no. But yeah, Apparently, this is gonna be a VR game.
Yeah.
Which surprised me at first when I saw that, because I'm like, wait, this does not look like a VR game whatsoever.
We looked at the gameplay beforehand, the trailer that came out, and I will say I'm pretty impressed visually. Impressed. I am excited to see where this goes. I don't own a VR headset, nor have I ever tried VR, but I would love to watch some YouTubers do like a walkthrough of this. I can tell it's going to be like a very intense game.
Like, when I see this game, I'm like, all right, VR is slowly inching to that nice threshold where it's like, if you buy it, you have a lot of things to try out with it, and you really feel immersed, like what VR is supposed to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the technology's starting to get there slowly but surely. Games are starting to get more attuned with the technology. Like, there's a game coming out for VR. I forget what it's called. It's essentially like a sandbox. Like a first-person sandbox with like a whole bunch of ragdoll physics, weapon tuning, and all that kind of stuff. Finally got like a release date. That one is like shaping up to be really good. VR chat's always been fun. Like, we're starting to get to that point. You know what I mean? Where VR started to become a thing that, oh, you know what? I think I might get one of those.
Also, Valve doesn't even drop a lot of games. They don't like they drop games here and there. I think the last thing they released was like a Portal game.
Yeah.
And then before that was like Dota 2, which was like 2013 or something like that.
Valve doesn't really release a lot of games, but when they do, they're pretty good. I don't think I've ever really heard of a bad game from Valve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have Half-Life, Left 4 Dead, Portal, Dota, which is now one of Counter-Strike. I forgot about Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike too. But yeah, I'm definitely going to keep an eye out on this one. Not going to buy it because I don't have a VR headset, but yeah.
And also it's kind of expensive. So,
all
right. Thank you.
Anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this up? We're approaching the 37-minute mark. Yes. I know you're laughing, so what do you got to say?
All right, before we wrap this up, I just want to say this. Who the fuck thought it would be a good idea to nominate Jump Force as fighting game of the year? Jump Force!
Okay. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. In the game's defense, right? This is coming from someone who thought the game was good in the aspect. Hold on now, wait. Don't before you jump on me.
Okay.
Good in the aspect of an hardcore anime fan who grew up with these games, having some type of mindless fun.
Yes.
The type of fun where you could just turn your brain off.
Yes.
And enjoy it for like a few games.
Okay. All right.
A few hours or so.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just a few games here and there. You know what I mean? But, however, is it the best fighting game of the year? No. Actually, I also know that Smash Bros. Was nominated, but I don't think Smash Bros. Deserves to be in that list because it came out last year.
But it came out after the Game Awards was released.
Did it? When did it come out? Like November or December?
Smash Bros. Came out December 7th. We're about to approach 1 year.
Okay, well, regardless.
So technically speaking, Smash Bros. Sort of qualifies.
If it qualifies and it wins, obviously, but
yes,
I'm not necessarily mad at Jump Force being in there. I'm just mad at it for not being a great game. Pretty much.
I'm just like, why are you here?
What, Arthur? What do you have to say about this? Because here's the thing. Also, hear it out though. There's not many fighting games that came out this year. Pretty much all the fighting games that came out this year were nominated. So, nigga, all you have to do is release a game. Release a 2D fighting game, and you or 3D fighting game, and you pretty much get nominated.
You can only nominations for this type of category. You don't need a lot of them. You could have at most 3 or 4. I'll give you the 4 that could have easily.
How many were nominated? If you don't mind me asking, was it 4 or 5?
Assuming it's 5. I don't know exactly, but I think it was Smash Bros, Mortal Kombat 11, Dead or Alive 6, Samurai Showdown, and Jump Force. That's 5 nominations.
Well, if we're keeping it real, you could easily knock those 5 down to 3. You could take out Dead or Alive. You could take out Jump Force.
Yes, you could. And you know what? I'd be happy with that. But who in their fucking right mind thought that Jump Force had the potential to be the best fighting game of the year?
In the game's defense.
Shit.
In the game's defense. hold on now. I understand. I understand how you feel, but at the same time, if it was a weeb who does not play games, literally just plays anime games, I can see how they would think that game was game of the year. However, there was no fighting games to come out, Arthur. If there was like 10 fighting games to come out, and like if like fucking Injustice 3, if fucking what's that game? Pacific. No, what's that game with the robots? You know what I'm talking about. If that fucking game came back, if there was a bunch of fucking indie fighting games, if the fighting scene as a whole had a resurgence this year and Jump Force was still nominated, then I would be upset. But honestly, I feel like they just nominated every fighting game that came out within that time period.
Oh yeah, where's Power Rangers at?
Nigga, did you say Power Rangers?
Yeah, where's that Power Rangers fighting
game? Did you just say Power Rangers?
Yeah, there's a Power Rangers fighting game. That's better than Jump Force. Yeah,
we're talking about games that are not for kids.
Mortal Kombat 11.
Nigga, I said games that are not for kids. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about that's a kids game.
Yeah, and I'm saying like, yo, we also have Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, because that game is not for kids, which is why it was nominated, nigga. That's my point.
Oh. Well, wait. How are you telling me that Smash then is for kids?
Yes, it is for kids, but we're talking about a fucking licensed video game called Power Rangers. What are we talking about here, Arthur? Disney line.
Oh yeah, and okay. Kill la Kill. Where is that at?
What?
There was that Kill la Kill fighting game.
Arthur, it didn't deserve to be nominated for game.
And neither did Jump Force.
Arthur, here's the thing, Arthur. Here's the thing.
Fucking shills. I tell you, shills.
Kill la Kill did not have a lot of hype though. Jump Force had a lot of hype behind it, which is why I feel like it was nominated. Yeah. That's my only thing. Do I think it's game of the year? No. Do I think it deserves to be up there? If there was other games that came out and it got snubbed for Jump Force, then I would say hell no, it did not deserve to be up there. But for the simple fact that it had a lot of hype, and for the simple fact that the game had a lot of push behind it from like companies. I mean, it's Bandai Namco, for crying out loud. They worked on Smash Bros. too, so it's like I kind of see why it's up there, but at the same time, I think they didn't need 5 nominations. But that's all I got to say about it. They did not need
5. They could literally just go, like you said, to just 3: Mortal Kombat, Samurai Showdown, Smash Bros. That's all you need. But no,
or Dead or Alive. You could have put Dead or Alive in there.
I really don't care about it. I know it's
me neither, but I know it has a strong fan base.
Yeah, I know it has a strong fan base, and I don't want to offend anyone. You know, like. In being serious, I'm not offending anyone I don't want to offend anyone that likes these types of games. I know there are still people that like Jump Force. I mean, there has to be if they still update the game to this day.
Oh yeah, they put Madara in there.
Madara, Kaiba, All Might, fucking.
All right, fuck all this shit, Arthur. It's all right. It didn't deserve to be up there.
I swear, if it wins Game of the Year for like Fighting Game of the Year,
Arthur,
I will go over.
It's not.
I know, but
they just put it there because they needed a slot.
No, I know. I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, right?
Hypothetically speaking, nigga. In what universe, nigga? Not this universe.
If this wins, I'm gonna go to the fucking Empire State Building and I'm gonna jump off of it.
Imagine if they fucking trolled the devs like Steve Harvey at the fucking beauty pageant, and the fighting game of the year is Jump Force. Sight nigga Smash Bros.
He literally ruined the dreams of that one person.
But nah, fuck all that shit. All right, we're trolling. Yeah. I think it's time to do the wrap up. We're approaching the 44-minute mark.
He literally destroyed that entire person.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed, definitely feel free to rate us 5 stars on iTunes, Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
Don't forget you can listen to us anywhere else you listen to podcasts: Spotify, Stitcher Radio, YouTube. Video version on YouTube coming up Monday morning, 9 a.m. By the way, so check that out. Also, don't forget that you can also leave us a voice message if you want to ask us a question, Q&A question down below. That is at anchor.fm/theloadingpodcast. I repeat, that is at anchor.fm/theloadingpodcast. You can follow me on pretty much every social media at Aaron Ryder, and my man's social media is
Arthur ASP. If you it's Arthur Arthur ASP on every social media platform except on Twitch. You can find me at Flying Rye, where I'll be streaming on weekends and sometimes during the weekdays, depending on if I have free time before work.
All right, well, I think that's about it, guys. So if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you do all that jargon. Mm-hmm. Yep. And anyways, my name is AJ.
And my name is Arthur.
And this has been the Loading Podcast, episode 19. Have a good one. Jump Force, your one game of the year. I said it.
Fuck it. You pieces of shit. I knew you were going to say something like that.